During the 1980s, Terence Blacker parlayed his talent for words into a career as a newspaper columnist and award-winning author of children's books. However, in 2012, he began embracing his true passion, writing and playing music. Since then, he has released 4 albums, one of which has made the Sunday Times' top 100 albums of 2020 for its combination of satirical intelligence and bluesy musicality. He is now touring his latest show, The Shock of the Old, songs and stories from the front line of getting old, some of which he will treat you to this evening. Thank you, Terence.
Thank you very much, Joanne. What a festival. It's been amazing. My favorite festivals are not the ones where you have one author after another or one band after another. It's where all these things are mixed up. So you'll have Maggie Hamling one moment, Luke Wright the next, Simon Heffer, the amazing Simon, rather startling Simon Heffer, and Rowan Pelling. I just want to thank Joanne for just putting on this incredible festival. And I'm very, very pleased to be... I'm very, very honoured to be here. As Joanne was saying, I have, by some miracle of life, I've spent most of my adult life earning a living from telling stories. If I'd been told that I would be able to do that when I was a child, I would have definitely settled for that. And what I'm going to do tonight is sing a few songs which are about storytelling. It's such a... I'm sorry to be so grovelling, but it was such a brilliant idea for a session because there's not much that unites the amazing Luke Wright and me, except we're both sort of working with stories outside the book, and it's such a clever idea. So these are my stories in song. I'm going to start with a song which is about... I use lots of different narrators in my song. So in the first one, it's very important I establish that this is not me, because the love of my life is in the audience tonight. And as you'll see, it would be quite wrong if you thought it was me. And this is the singer of this song is a husband in a marriage which has just got to that stage where it's sort of all right, but it's sort of not all right. It's sort of on the turn. And the husband thinks outside the box. Our loving cup has recently been running rather dry. Something's missing in your life, I'm almost sure. To cheer you up, I've thought of something you might like to try. It's an old, traditional cure. Maybe you should have an affair with some good-looking younger guy. He'll be slightly dumb with a pert little bum which one day catches your eye. At first it won't be an affair, but you'll both soon discover that your heart-to-heart start to reach the parts conversation doesn't quite cover. One night you'll be beside him, you'll be driving in his car. He says he'll drive you home because it's dark. You stop to talk things over at a local public bar. Then suddenly you're at it in the pub car park. You'll think that it's not serious, it's just a bit of fun as you teach your young dog new tricks. But soon you'll find you're doing things that you haven't done since 1996. I'll know all about your affair. It will be so plain to see. From the swing in your hips and the smile on your lips, I'll just know wasn't put there by me. But I'll be cool about her affair. I won't sulk or go berserk. I'll be safe and sound on the high moral ground while you're out doing all the work. And he'll want it when he sees you before you've time to think. He'll have to have you right there and then. And you'll have had a busy day and you'll be dying for a drink. And And all that you'll be thinking is, here we go again. And he'll take you to the highest peak, and then he'll take you higher. Your deep and secret passions try to stir. He'll be clambering up a mountain peak of personal desire, when an amble in the foothills is what you'd prefer. You'll wonder about your affair, all those lies you have to tell, and the stab of shame as you give a false name, checking into a no-votel, as he tells you again how much he cares, all the things about you he misses. You'll begin to feel like a hamster on a wheel of a grim treadmill of kisses. And I'll see it in the way you look, I'll hear it in your sighs as you lie awake beside me in the night. And half of me will watch you with a heart as cold as ice, while the other half will want to reach and hold you tight. But we'll keep it all together as married couples do, 'cause I love you and I'll never let you go. But sometimes late at night, when it's just me and you, we'll look at one another and you will know. Maybe you should have an affair with some good-looking younger guy. He'll be slightly dumb with a pert little bum, which one day catches your eye. Thank you very much. Most of my songs tell stories. They're quite often in different voices, but now and then my own little hang-ups emerge, and this is one of those. It's quite a recent song, and like all good liberals in this audience, I'm very much in favour of sort of diversity, and the days when middle-class white people of a certain age like me got a free pass are over, thank God. We all. But at the same time, when they say, the boomer generation, the new generation is paying the price that was paid by the boomer generation that had it easy. So there's something slightly niggling there, and it's that niggling bit that out of which songs emerge, and this is one. I can't really pretend this isn't me. I used to be a man about town. The women gave me no peace. Now if I try to smile, they'd run a mile. I'm like a walking social disease. And if you wanted opinions, well, I'd be the guy to seek out. Now I swear it's like I'm not there. Yes, I'm the pale, stale male you've been hearing about. They tell me I had it easy, while others had it rough. In those years before, I took more with my little piggy nose deep in the trough. Now they say that's all changing, and I begin to see how. There's a brand new crew, got my place in the queue. They say, suck it up, Gramps, it's utter now. This is the tale of the pale, stale male. He didn't falter, he didn't fail. He's just when he thought he had his life nailed, it went pop. A little bit grey, a little bit confused, trying to keep the beat in his comfy shoes. What the hell, he's got nothing to lose, so he's gotta keep playing till the music stops. Well, maybe I am past my sell-by date. Someone should have put me out with the trash. I'm old and decrepit, and sometimes forget it, and my mind signs checks that my body can't cash. But you won't catch me complaining now that I'm out of the loop. I know things from the past, things from the past sometimes don't last. I'm like the twist or the hula hoop. This is the tale of a pale, stale male. He didn't falter, he didn't fail, and just when he thought he had his life nailed, it went pop. Here's what they told me. They said, oh man, your life's been an easy road. While others ran, you just strolled down an avenue paved with gold. And now that's all stopped. But excuse me, Mr. Smart as shit, it wasn't such a breeze. I got the bruises to show for it. I got these old scuff knees. And may I add, Ms. Oh so cool, just so that you know, there are sharks in every pool, everywhere you go. Gonna start a revolution on old folks' hullabaloo. We'll get off our creaky knees and with a cough and a wheeze, here's what we'll say to you. Hail, hail, the pale, stale male. He may have faltered, he may have failed, but he's still chugging along on his old rusty rail. Pop, pop, pop. Maybe he is a little bit confused, trying to keep the beat with his hush puppy shoes. But what the hell, I've got nothing to lose, so I'm gonna keep playing till the music stops. Gonna keep playing till the music stops. Gonna keep playing till the... Thank you very much. That was quite a recent song. I'm going to go back way back when I was first starting to write songs, which, as Joanne was saying, is sort of embarrassing. Late in my life, I discovered what I really wanted to do was write songs, and this is one of the early ones. This is when I was trying to come to terms with the mysteries of the human heart, and I'll leave it to you to decide how successful I was. Do you remember the evening, the star-spangled evening we met? You looked in my eyes and you smiled. I was lost. It was fate, it was chance, it was a love's crazy dance, it was kismet. We could have danced until dawn, but we both had a better idea. And later that night, sooner than was polite, we made love. We clung to each other on a storm-tossed sea of desire. We loved and we laughed until our bodies were aching. You said don't say it, but I said it again and again. I told you our love was unique. It transcended desire. For me, you were love's highest peak, and I'd never climb higher. It was faith, it was trust, it was much more than lust, it was forever. We'd be there for each other, together for all time. But I lied. Some of the things that I said were words that come into your head when you're happy, undressed and in bed. Yes, I lied. I forgot that when you're lovelorn, each sunrise contains a false dawn. So I lied. I never thought much to your novels by Margaret Atwood, and Ravel's Bolero to me was frankly a bore. Your clothes-buying sprees made me weak at the knees. Who needs fashion? You never looked better than when you wore nothing at all. Those evenings we spent watching films by foreign directors, all I could think of was what we'd be doing later on. Your health-giving foods, your impossible moods drove me crazy. Your opinions on saving the planet were frankly naive. So I lied for the pleasure of seeing you smile. I agreed with you all of the while, and I lied. Yes, I lied, though I'd be the very last to disown you. You want my Everest, you are more like Snowdonia. So I lied. Well, I'm feeling much better now that the truth has been told. The fact is, I could never imagine you and me growing old. We were ships in the night. It was good, it was right, but it's over. In a couple of months, I'll hardly remember your name. But I'm lying. Now that you've gone, I can see you're the blessed escapee. Not me. Yes, I'm lying, flying before I'm discovered. Gone, the fugitive lover, my darling, would I lie? When I first played that at an open mic in a pub, a friend of mine took me aside and said, "I seriously think you need help." And I sort of see what she means. A few years back, this is another. Well, it's actually not a new song; it's an old song, but which I've revived recently. About 5 or 6 years ago, I wrote a novel called The Twining, which was a sort of rat's war and peace. It was one of the relatively few works of fiction which is narrated by a rat, and it was for teenagers. Actually, it was one of those books that was marketed as a crossover book, like Philip Pullman, going to appeal to teenagers but also adults. The thing is with crossover books, they almost always miss both markets. But anyway. So The Twining did all right, but what I found writing a song is that, writing a book is that sometimes those stories sort of leach into the other part of my life. So this is a song which is based on an incident. It was set in Victorian London, and there's an incident in the book which I turned into a song, and I rather enjoy it, mainly because it samples one of the big hits of 1895. Which In fact, it was one of the big hits of the 1890s. So this is, it still hasn't got a title. I call it The Twining. I'll sing you a song, a tale of tales of rats and humankind, of how the fates of man and beast are often intertwined. It happened many years ago, but lives on in the cracks of the walls. A foundling child, all alone in the shadow of St. Paul's. She was there every night, entertaining with a dance. From some she earned a penny or two, from most scarcely a glance. A young girl in the city grime, with a smile and skipping feet, and the gentlemen tap their canes in time on the dirty cobbled street. And she danced to the laughter, she danced for the joy, she danced for the girls and she danced for the boys. As she danced, she gazed to the heavens above and dreamed of a home with a mother to love her. The world is a cold and pitiless place, and she was there all alone, and the swells were singing after the ball all the way home. Early morn at the pie and mash, a milk cart trundled by. With her friends the rats in the shadows, she shared the last of her pie. For those with crumbs, those crumbs will give to their kin on the street. Then the rats' glittering eyes watch the homeward tread of her weary, aching feet. They saw how she was followed by the casual nighttime stroll of a gentleman collector with evil in his soul. He took her hands where the lights were dim and hurried on holding her tight, and led her home to dance for him by the flickering candlelight. They entered the house like furies, her silky secret friends. Then a gentleman collector met the grisliest of ends, and she was free forever as the bells of St. Paul's chime. Children and rats forever until the end of time. And she danced to the laughter, she danced for the joy, she danced for the girls and danced for the boys. As she danced, she gazed to the heavens above and dreams of a home with a mother to love her. The world is a cold and pitiless place, and she was there all alone, and the swells were singing after the ball all the way home. And the swells were singing after the ball all the way home. That's my rat song. I bet the bands who are playing late tonight think, oh damn, that's the rat song, God, we can't sing that. I'm going to drop this. While I'm retuning this one string, I just wanted to thank Joanne and Veronica and Georgie and Elizabeth and everybody at this amazing festival for putting on such a fantastic show. I also particularly want to thank the brilliant James on sound. Can we have a... you can tell whether you're going to have a good time at a gig before it starts. And it's all about the sound. If the sound is good, you're going to have a good time. If it's not, and it quite often isn't. So thanks to all of them. Now this is a new song. My father was a soldier, a hero to his men. He was brave, he was modest, they said. What a man. Last night I dreamed of him on his dying day. I sat beside his bed and held his hand. And in my dream he spoke to me like he had never done before. It was as if he was slipped free from life's disguise. And his friends and his God, all that sunlit parade seemed to fade before my eyes. Other people's lives seem to roll through the valley and the forests and the fields on the tide of living. Other people's lives may wind, other people's lives seem to roll through the valley and the forests and the fields on the tide of living. Everything is wrong, no, everything is right. Other people's lives seem to wind and bend, but they'll find in the end the place they always should be. After the ebbing and the flowing, the losing and the growing, they flow gently out to the sea. I've been reading about this folk star and his struggle to the top. He's been bleeding out his story in the pages of a magazine. On his mother's old dance set, a violin once played. And he could see his life before him at just 14. He'd been sculpted by his troubles. He said, "Is that old artist thing?" He'd suffered more knocks than any man should take. And the heartaches and the broken lives he left along the way, he now trailed like clouds of glory in his way. Other people's lives seem to roll through the valley and the forests and the fields on the tide of living. With no confession, no confusion, everything is wrong. Everything is on the tide of living. Other people's lives may wind and bend, but they'll find in the end the place where they always should be. The ebbing and the flowing, the losing and the growing, they flow gently out to the sea. Just when you least expect it, that wheel takes a turn, sends you spinning back down through the years. And the things that seem so simple now seem through the gray seem to disarray, no longer clear. Well, I'm not led by dreams as I walk down this path. I don't need ghosts or angels to bring me home. The sound of fallen leaves on an autumn day can sometimes make me feel I'm not alone. Other people's lives seem to roll through the valley, the forests and the fields on a tide of living. Everything is good. Other people's lives may wind and bend, but they'll find in the end the place they always should be. After the ebbing and the flowing, the losing and the growing, they float gently out to the sea. They float gently out to the sea. Thank you very much. Thank you. I need to have one more song. Thank you very much. What a lovely evening it's been. I could keep playing, but I don't think Luke would be very appreciative if I... So, one more song. On the whole, I'm slightly disapproving of the way as soon as people start writing songs, they move into the imperative case. They say, imagine, give peace a chance, love, they're incredibly bossy, all these songs just telling you how. So because my life's hardly been a model in that way, I've rather avoided advice songs. I haven't told anyone to imagine. But this is as near to advice as I've got. And it's sort of slightly crept up on me. Thank you all very much. And above all, thanks to Joanne. I don't get aces or the roll of the dice. When it comes to rat races, I'm down with the mice. I'm just getting by. I'm a regular guy. If we met on the street, you'd look right through me. From my head to my feet, there's not that much to me. So how do I make the grade? There's a trick of the trade. I fool myself. I'm doing fine. I'm top of the heap. I'm in my prime. And when I walk in the room, I'm so hip and so cool. You won't want to cross me. I'm nobody's fool. I make believe I'm someone else, someone who looks a bit like me. The rope that I walk is on its last thread. The rocks are below, so I stare right ahead. 'Cause if I look down, I know I'll be dead. Just a poor little fool. There I was was at a party when she happened to pass. I thought she'd ignore me, she was out of my class. But then she turned to see. Lucky me. I'll never know just what it took, but I remember that smile, that laugh, and that look. And we were on our way. She's still here today because I fooled myself, and I fooled her too. She fell for it good. It's strange but true, and when I look in her eyes, I see a superior fella. We've been together so long, it's too late to tell her. I make believe I'm someone else. I'm the guy who got the girl with the rugged good looks of a Hollywood star. Me and my babe, we're both going far, 'cause we're happy to be just who we are. Just two little fools. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. There are some CDs in the corner if anybody fancies a CD. Thank you very much.